love parsnip.
Who loves parsnip?
It's a good vegetable.
I've never heard someone strongly love parsnip before.
Well,
I've
yeah.
never heard someone lovingly be like, you know what I haven't had in a while? Parsnip.
No, parsnip's actually really good. It's underrated, I think.
I think it's fine. I just have never heard anyone be quite like request it.
No. If I was doing a roast, I'd absolutely have.
It's like getting excited about basil. Like
Parsnip.
it's good, but like I don't think they need to like ask about it.
This is Unserious, where we get into the biggest stories, the smallest arguments, and the most terminally online debates of the week. I'm news.com.au Deputy Editor Liz Burke. You are Caleb Bond, Sky News host and commentator. Welcome.
Indeed, I am.
And Mary Madigan, our favourite journalist.
Oh, yes, your favourite.
Oh, I see how it lies around here.
You don't really call yourself a journalist, do you?
Well, these days I probably don't, but by trade I'm a journalist. I wouldn't call myself a reporter anymore.
You're more like an Andy Cohen talk
Okay,
show
our
host.
favourite news.com.au journalist.
Thank you.
All right, well, Caleb, I think we need to start with you. We have noticed there's a bit of activity in the comments. We've started to get some fans getting around us.
Good.
We're starting to get some feedback, which is good. But Caleb, I can't help but notice your name just keeps popping up in the comments. You're starting fights.
Yeah, why not?
It's giving unhinged.
It's called audience interaction, you know?
Audience interaction.
Absolutely.
You think the feedback should be like a two-way thing?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I think the thing.
You want to have a go at me, I'll have a go at you. What's wrong with that?
Well, I just have a life, so I'm like, I can't be spending too much time on this.
Oh, come on, Mary. What are you doing? You haven't got enough time to reply to people.
I'm
Please.
busy. I'm at the pub. I'm socialising. I'm picking up my dog from doggy daycare. It's non-stop. I do see the comments, and then I think, what loser would reply? And then I see, oh, there's Caleb.
No, but
there's Caleb.
I reply to emails.
You also. Oh, that's so sad. It's very good of you.
I'm apologise. I'll apologise to people whose emails I haven't replied to because I can't reply to. I get a lot. I can't reply to everything.
What's your sign off? Like, all the best, Caleb?
Well, it depends.
Chat latest, little C?
It'll little C. Nah, if
Or
it's
like
sort of,
chat later, big C?
it's big C, big C, the big dog.
That's CX.
No,
I like
I
that.
sort of.
Oh, that's
if it's casual, I just sign off CB.
CB.
Nice.
Or if
You
it's
should actually sign off Mr. Bond.
Mr. Bond. Nah, it's a bit cliche, isn't it?
No, I think
Mr.
you should
Bond.
milk that for all it's worth.
But anyway, back to the point. Get in and fight with the
No,
readers
because it
and the
hurts
viewers
my
and-
feelings.
Yeah, well, I feel
Oh.
like Mary has probably been trained to stay out of the comments. We know that the advice is always that you don't read the comments, but I think that's probably more pertinent for women. It's a gendered thing, right?
Yeah, I think like I don't read any comments now, which is actually a little bit sad because I think I would enjoy some of the discourse, but I can't read them because half the time they're so negative about me as a person and not even about what I've said, about like what I weigh, what I look like. And I think now I'm in a different space. But when I first started working at news.com.au, because it is the #1 website in Australia, right? Like if you do an article and it does well, there can be thousands of comments, you know what I mean? Hundreds of thousands of comments even sometimes. And the feedback was horrific. And it was always, and I don't care if someone disagrees with me. Obviously, I'm an opinionated person. I have no issue with that. And in general, I obviously clearly like a bit of debate and I'm fine with it. It's always about what I look like. It's always about what I weigh. And it's always this kind of like, you know, people call me things like a dog. Like the language is so cruel that I just can't. And like, I think people are still so shocked by it sometimes because I have friends that I don't read the comments anymore, but people send me screenshots and they're like, have you seen this? And I'm like, hey, I actually don't. I don't read the comments. And that does help because it's like, I don't know what's happening, if that makes sense. But I also think it's almost a little bit messes up your job in some ways because I think if I could read sometimes I'd be like, oh, well, there's a follow in that or that's an interesting angle. But I can't even get into the weeds anymore. And I think it has changed the way I move in the world. Like, I think I used to feel not like the best about myself, but fine about myself. I genuinely like look in mirrors less because I just like it has just beaten me down.
Right. Well, that's sad. I mean, I think I kind of got used to it. I mean, because I started out, I was 16, 17 when I started writing. And people have always had a go at me for being young, for my appearance. You know, I used to be a pimply teenager, and I always cop stuff about that. On and on, it's gone forever, right? And at some point, I think I just went, well, that's just my lot in life. If I'm going to keep doing this, this is just what I'm going to get.
But do you think it has changed the way you move in the world? Like, does it
No,
make you more
not
insecure?
really. No.
But I also noticed...
I think I just had to say, at some point I just went, okay, that's an occupational hazard. I've just got to deal with it. And maybe some people probably deal with it better than others. Clearly, it doesn't affect me too much. I just sort of go, well, if you're sitting around online, if that's what you do to fill in your time, good luck to you. But I just sort of went, well.
But I notice often, and I'm sure that you do get stuff, but I feel like in the comments, and I've read opinion pieces of yours and I read the comments, and 90% of the time it's not about how you look. People are, and I often am jealous. I'm like, imagine writing an opinion piece and people just discussing your opinion.
Yeah.
It's just never happened to me.
I've copped a lot over the years on Twitter for how I look.
I get the Twitter
and I think it probably depends on what platform you're on, because there are different types of people on different platforms. But I've copped a lot over the years on Twitter for my appearance. Now they reckon I'm fat. I mean, I don't think I am, but that's by the way.
You're a skinny mini, as I've always said.
But, and they're always, he's only got the beard to cover up his pimply little teenage face, and on and on it goes.
Come on.
But it's kind of like, that's what you want to do with your time. You do it with your time, doesn't bother me. But I understand why some people wouldn't want to read it. But I don't know. It's kind of like water off a duck's back now.
Yeah, so you don't, you're happy to just wade into the comments.
Yeah. Get into it.
I feel like there's still a gendered element to it though, right? I feel like I know this is your experience, Mary, and I feel like this has been my experience as well. Even when the feedback isn't particularly personal, I feel like readers or, people generally are more inclined or more emboldened to kind of give negative personal feedback to women. Yeah. I think that's just been the experience across our newsroom. The worst email I can ever remember receiving, and I've shared this with people before. I dug it out this morning. I've shared it with people who, have had much longer careers than me, who you'd think, are sharing really controversial stories. And any male who I've ever shared it with has been absolutely shocked, going, wow, did you do something about that? Did you escalate it? Whereas women are just like, oh, yeah, it happens all the time. But this guy said, nice work. You're an absolutely disgusting piece of shit human who I wish all the cancers in the world upon. Then, there's something more specific about the story. So he's actually read it. I wonder what fucked up mistakes you've made that can get promoted. Sleep tight knowing you're ruining this kid's childhood, breaking their hearts. I hope you die and a homeless junkie molests your corpse with their fungal genitals.
Whee.
And then he signed off with an X.
Oh my God. Well, the X is obviously very thoughtful.
And that's full on, right? That's bad.
I think
but whenever I've kind of had discussions, with people sharing their worst comments, the blokes are kind of really shocked. And the women are just yeah, par for the course.
Oh, yeah, I've had things like that. I think it's always the threat of physical violence and degrading you. That is the big thing that I get. And I literally don't have LinkedIn because people would message me heinous things on there. So I have cut down.
And that's the friendliest place on the internet.
Yeah, and then people's jobs are attached to it. I have cut down on the way people can access me. I still have a public Instagram, totally, but I only do that because I think it's part of my job to have an online presence.
Yeah.
And it helps. I can message people. It connects with people. It's important. But my Facebook is really private. I have a different name on there. It's heinous. And I also think the thing about it is, sometimes when people really hate me, they'll find a way to message my boyfriend. They'll make an effort to send him a hateful message.
Right.
Yeah, that's scary.
And he's always so upset by it. Do you know what I mean? Because he's how could someone be this hateful?
It's got nothing to do with him.
No, well, but I don't think I don't think he really says about that. I think it's just more you just don't expect people to hate someone that you love. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there are people I vehemently disagree with constantly. I would never, ever send a message like that. It wouldn't even occur to me to do it.
Yeah.
And I do think that email Liz said it's disgusting, but I would say every female journalist I know that has had a successful career, it's almost like a marker is that you're probably been threatened physically by someone that disagrees with you.
Have you had a credible death threat before?
I haven't had a credible death threat. It's just more about like raping, I think, is the main.
This is because I would say on the whole, male or female, you cop abuse in this industry. There is a level of it that is gendered, particularly the rape stuff. No one's ever threatened to rape me, right? But I'm aware that female journalists cop that. But, I've had stuff, I'm trying to think of an example. See, it's not necessarily in as graphic detail as that, but I can think of one, and I made a police report about it, and it was watch your back, you'll hear the rustling in the bushes.
Yeah, you need to escalate that.
And it's way, hang on a minute. So I think we all cop it, but yes, there is that, particularly the rape one. It's what? Who's doing this stuff?
Yeah.
And of course, the thing now, is that you can see it all on social media. Whereas once upon a time, because people go, oh, Jesus, the world devolved. What's wrong with all these people? They've all become sick. They've always existed.
Yeah.
But once upon a time, if you wanted your message to go out to the public, you had to write a letter to the editor or you had to call up a radio station.
It was an effort.
And there was someone who vetted it.
Yeah.
Right? So if you send in some
There were
stupid
also,
screed, it never
I
ended
think,
up in the newspaper. Now
steps
just
you
put it
had to
online.
take, right? Like there were steps you had to take. Whereas now it is so easy.
Yeah, it's frictionless.
Yeah, and I also think that you can be anonymous, but I think the people that send these things are probably normal people. Like I think they're in our everyday lives. I think that is the most alarming part. I want to pretend they're all living in like a cave somewhere, but I don't think so. And I do think it is like and it doesn't happen very often, but occasionally someone can't see a pub or something and be like, "Are you Mary Madigan? Like I read your stuff." I'm immediately like anxious because I'm worried they're going to be like aggressive to me,
But
especially if it's a man.
have you
That's
ever
never
had-
happened. People have always been
I'm going
nice.
to say, because
People
in
are always
person,
nice. People are
they,
always
they
nice.
never. I can think of maybe a handful of occasions where someone's had a go at me in public. One of them was physical. Like the guy actually grabbed hold of me in
had to wriggle
a
out.
hotel lobby.
Hotel lobby,
Yeah, and he was stupid enough to tell me he was a nurse as well. I'm like, oh my God, you're looking after people. Yeah, he comes up, and you might have to bleep this. He comes up. No, because
What hotel?
It was the Intercontinental
Hashtag sponsored.
in Adelaide, right?
Yeah, nice.
And I'd been at a conference thing, and we're just upstairs having a drink in the bar afterwards. And there's a group, I don't know, 20 of us milling around, and he's walking sort of through the hotel lobby with I assume his wife, maybe his mistress, who knows.
Oh.
And she keeps walking, and then he stops and comes up to me, and he just sort of taps me on the shoulder, and I thought, it'll be a fan or something, and he says, quote unquote, have you always been an ignorant or do you just act like one?
Wow.
And I thought, how's that for an opening line?
Strong opener.
So I just said, oh no, I've always been like that, because I thought, well, what's he going to say to that?
Because famously you're Benjamin Button
Yeah,
and
right,
were born as you are.
And I just said, well, that'll disarm him. Or didn't I disarm him? That was like red
Far
rag to a
out.
bull. Next thing he's bloody grabbed hold of my arms and all this. Like, hang on, man.
What was his
let
wife
go.
doing?
She was watching on disapprovingly.
Yeah, I would have been mortified.
But it's like these people exist.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
imagine being that incensed that you saw someone whose work you didn't like in public, that you would like actually physically go out and grab them.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
need more
What
going on
is
in your
wrong
life.
with people?
Well, I don't know, but I do think that's a horrible story. But in general, I remember I interviewed Clementine Ford once, and who was obviously a very controversial figure, right?
Yeah.
And I said to
Well,
her,
no friend of mine. She's had large goes at me online too. In
Yes.
fact, I think she has an Instagram story highlight dedicated to me. If you go and have
it's
a look.
quite nice. It's quite thoughtful.
Achievement.
She's obsessed. But anyway.
She's a fan. I think her Instagram has now been deleted, to be fair.
Oh, what a shame.
Maybe. Anyway, I'm interviewing her. This is years ago, maybe like 5-6 years ago, to be fair. But at the time, she was doing her column, and she was very like in the zeitgeist. She probably even more so than she is now. And I said to her, "Oh, do you ever get approached in person?" And she was like, "Never,
Yeah.
Yeah,
never."
wow.
Which
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
and I said, "Have you?"
No, because no one has the guts to do it. in
No, but it
person.
is interesting, and some part of it to me is reassuring that it does seem
Yeah.
to 99% of the time end with a
Yeah.
horrific
Yeah,
comment
most
or an
most
email.
of it is just gutless wonders.
But
online,
but I do think I don't think it's not good for your psyche to absorb that information.
No.
Yeah.
No one else I mean, unless you're famous, obviously, but I have no other friend that's in a profession where they get those kind of responses.
Yeah.
Except for my friend that worked at Optus.
What, in the call centre?
During the outage.
All right. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be.
Wasn't Gladys Berejiklian, was it?
Well, look, we've seen, I think, some of this kind of trolling sort of play out really publicly and on a large scale in the last couple of weeks. I'm talking about Jacinta Allen, where, there was the campaign against her, an advertising campaign against her, basically saying ditch the witch. And so many people got very, very, very incensed about this, obviously saying that it is gendered. There were some people arguing that it's not. But I think part of that argument was that, a bloke in this position is not going to get this kind of backlash or hate against them.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's true. Not in politics.
I think there are certain
you
words.
can argue that the word witch is sexist.
And I
because
think
you
it's
wouldn't-
very
you
Julie
wouldn't-
Gillard.
You wouldn't generally use it against a man.
Yeah.
But apart from that one word, I don't think there's anything else about it that would not apply to a man.
I just don't. But I think the problem is there still aren't words we use against men that we used against women. Women are witches. They're sneaky. They're conniving. They're bitches. I think we treat women more as if they're sort of like malicious, whereas I think men are more seen as dominant, even male politicians that you disagree with. I think there is a certain language we reserve for women, and it's a scary language because then it allows people to be like, well, you're a disgusting witch that deserves this. Like, it does embolden people, I think, once you give them permission to other someone like that, because it's almost to subhuman them. Like, you're not a person, you're a witch. Like, you're not a nice woman, you're not a mother, you're not a friend, you're not a lady, like, you're a witch. Like, I think those words people use to detach themselves to be very cruel to people.
But you don't think that same visceral hatred is applied to Anthony Albanese or Chris Minns or Peter Malinauskas or Roger Cook?
I can't think of a name we all call them. Like, we don't call them witches. I think probably the only male politician I agree gets it probably just as bad or in a very similar way is probably Peter Dutton with the whole, like, Voldemort stuff of it all. I think that is really, really cruel. And I've seen, like, I think it's fine to disagree with him. I think it's fine to push back against his policies. I think it's fine to have issues with whatever. I don't think we need to be calling him Voldemort. I don't think we need to be making fun of the way he looks. Yeah. But I think that's the only male politician I can think of that gets that kind of, like, otherness applied to them.
But even then, that's very specific about him and about his looks.
Good point.
I think the issue with using the word witch is that it's applying it to, yes, it's applying it to a particular person, but it's almost like a catch-all term that you would give to any female politician. So Julia Gillard came out, and obviously famously she was called that as well. Pauline Hanson said that she has been as well, but had a very different attitude towards it. I think that the issue with some of these women, the issue with some of these words that we apply to women and not to men are almost just like a catch-all term for women. So it's not like you're a bad person, like you're a witch for this particular thing. She's just called a witch because she's a woman. So it's almost like that's bad in itself.
But I don't think it's just because she's a woman. I think it's because she's a
a
terrible
witch.
premier.
It's not that you can't criticise politicians, like you absolutely should, but I just think like it's a bit lazy. It's sexist and lazy.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying it's a great campaign, but it has achieved what it wanted to achieve because we're here talking about it, right? So they got the publicity they wanted.
Fell for it again.
They got the publicity for one billboard on the back of a truck. They've had a hell of a lot of publicity out of this campaign, so it has worked. But like Fire the Liar, which we might talk about in a moment. Again, perhaps liar is not a sexist term, but it is a descriptor that you put upon a politician, male or female, so that you can have a go at them. And it's an emotive word. It makes you feel a certain way about someone.
Yeah, but again,
yes, which is used typically for women, but I think the effect is the same.
No, I don't think it is. Like, I've calling a woman or a man a liar, fine. It's that we still have words reserved that we only call women. Like, we call women witches, bitches, whores, sluts. Like, these are not words that we apply to men. And if we do, it's in jest. It's not the same meaning, Well,
men can be called whores as well.
I've never heard a male politician be called childless, ever. Whereas I've heard female politicians being called, like, childless, cruel, doesn't understand, doesn't have a soul, she's not a mother, how would she know? Like, we criticize women under a completely different lens. And I sometimes internally do it. I can feel myself doing it or like going to do that or thinking that, and I have to like really think about why I'm feeling that way about someone.
But I don't think we've had a childless male prime minister, but if we did, I'm sure it would come under criticism. But if you get to that point in politics, male or female, they are absolutely concerned about what their family situation is. That's why they roll out the family for the interviews.
I'm not saying
if you had a single male prime minister, that would absolutely come under scrutiny.
But he'd also be seen as like an eligible bachelor.
To some degree, but it would also be used against him.
Women aren't seen as those things. Like, this is the thing. It's the way, I agree. It would definitely be a talking point, but just not in the same way. And it would be seen as like, as well with men, it's this idea that they have time, you know what I mean? So, and they do have physically more time to have children. So also with men, they might not have a child at 45, say, but there's still a question mark on whether they will be. So they can get up and do speeches and say like, oh no, I might become a dad or whatever.
Well, sure.
But women
that's
don't.
Just a biological reality, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a biological reality. I'm not arguing with you on that at all. I'm just saying like.
We're getting down to science here.
There's just I just think the language we use about women is important because happy for you to call any politician a liar. Absolutely fine. But if you're going to start calling women witches, why don't we call Albo a witch? Like, we just never would.
Well,
it's not a risk.
You could call him a dick.
Yeah.
And that's not a term that you would use for a woman, is it?
Yeah,
would you call a woman a dick?
Well, yeah. But
like you could have the campaign. So ditch the witch. Let's say it was kick the dick. Get rid of the not like
great.
kick him in the dick.
No, I love it.
I love
it.
That's perfect.
Kick the dick.
Perfect.
You wouldn't use that for a woman.
No, but no one's using it for a man. Like, that's just a fake campaign you've made up.
Well, I know, everything's a fake campaign until someone runs it.
Yeah, but if there was but we don't have a history of that word being used against men to minimize them. Well, we have a history of the word witch being used against women, and they've been using it against women for centuries.
And I think you're preempting it. So whenever a woman is in a in a leadership position, if you're putting up a female candidate, you're thinking, well, what we're risking here is that she's going to be called a witch, she's going to be called all of these things, and that goes to credibility. I think that's just.
Does it go to credibility? Really? Do you think people are going and voting and going, oh well, someone called her a witch once, therefore I won't vote
I don't
for
think
her?
it's
an obstacle that you have to overcome.
We've got a female chief minister of the Northern Territory. We've had recently female premiers of Queensland in Anastasia Palaszczuk, Gladys Berejiklian in New South Wales. All over the country, we've had women running
they're
states.
Up against a different sentiment. I don't think people are going to the polling booths being like, I'm not going to vote for this lady, she's a witch. Absolutely not. I do think I have conversations, particularly with men, that are like, oh, there's something about her I just don't like, or she's just a bit cold, or like those are the kind of things you hear people criticize women about, and you don't hear the same language used about men. I've never heard a man call
I disagree. I think Peter, again, to go back to Peter Dutton,
Petey.
I think he copped it a lot for his personality. Plenty of politicians,
I think the problem with
male
Peter Dutton
politicians,
is...
cop it. They go, oh, geez, he seems cold, or geez, he seems wooden. And male or female, they all cop it.
Yeah, but the language is different. And I don't think anyone, like, no one's calling Peter a witch.
Sure, but as you said before, they called him Voldemort.
Yeah, which I don't think was nice.
Yeah, no, but the point is that men also cop it. Like, it's, again, going back to what I was saying about what we do, it's something of an occupational hazard in politics. You are going to get attacked for everything they can possibly find to attack you for. Well, rightly or wrongly, if it's made up or not, they'll do it. Male or
that
female.
was Pauline Hanson's reaction to all this, right? She basically said, suck it up, sweetheart. Well, she did say, suck it up, sweetheart. It's one of the things, it comes with a job. But is that her attitude now because she's just riding on such a high?
No, I think it's always been her
I honestly
attitude.
think she's had a bit of champagne and she's gone... Like, I feel like Pauline right now would be absolutely loving herself sick.
Yeah.
And she's also been treated like for 30 years at different points in her career, like a bit of a national punchline, right? And now she's like the most popular politician.
Yeah, we've had yet
country.
another poll coming out this week that's got her not only ahead as preferred Prime Minister, but also the primary vote going to One Nation, which, I don't know, I feel like, haven't we learnt in recent years, like if there's one thing that we've learnt, it's that polls are not to be trusted. Like, how seriously are we taking this?
Oh, no, I think we take it very seriously.
You would say that?
Look, you look at News Poll, which, yes, if you go back to 2019, there were big problems, and like Brexit, which was all in sort of the same time zone. But since then, the polls have been reasonably close to what election results have been.
Yeah.
The YouGov, which we use at Sky News, had the South Australian election within 0.5%. Like, I think the polls now are reasonably close to the mark. So,
would you vote One Nation?
Well, I don't typically tell people how I voted. But
Oh, really?
yeah.
I never tell people how I vote. I thought that was, like, growing up,
Like, I think people
thought that
know
was like
which way
the
I
greatest
skew.
I
sin.
dare say I could do a little guess.
Look,
I could do a little wager.
People know
Because if
how
you're
I
trying to
skew.
keep it a secret, the vibe is not working.
People
If
know,
you're like,
people know how
I'm
I
a
skew.
swing voter. Who knows?
But it'll
say.
also really surprise you to know that in the upper house, so obviously the Legislative Council, state level or Senate, I vote below the line.
Oh, you would
and
be
I
nice.
fill-
You would be so busy.
I fill in every box.
Yeah, no, you would.
Absolutely.
Do you know?
And the way I do it is I work out.
Oh my god, look how excited you are to
I
tell
know.
us. We're like, yeah,
Can you-
cool. You're like, no,
no,
I'll
no,
tell you my big
Please tell
secret.
us how to vote.
And
Mansplain voting to
No, but
us.
people should. I think we should do it. You've got the opportunity. People should do it. But I work out
You're
who
literally getting giddy right
who do I want number one?
Yeah.
And who do I want like
Yeah.
zero?
Yeah.
Like no way.
Yeah.
The last preference. And then you sort of
Oh,
work
and then you
backwards
get to
from the
meet
middle.
in the middle. And what happens
Yes.
if you don't end up at the right number?
No, well, you do
That
end
is-
up at the... No, I write it all out before I go
Oh,
in.
you
So it's all
plan.
wow.
planned. I
You're
go
at
in-
home.
Yeah, it's all done.
You've
And
got
you
a
were saying
preview.
you're single?
All
This is like such a fun fact about me in the electoral roll.
gotta, find a way to fill in my time.
I will say a big fun fact about me in the electoral roll, which I think has been recently cleared up. My name in the electoral roll is wrong.
Oh.
So
God.
my
So
name
you can't vote.
My name is
Yeah.
March on the electoral
March?
roll. They saw my Y as a T. It's so humiliating. It's the most humiliating name
That's
ever.
not even our name.
No, it's just Mart Madigan. I mean, it's a banger of a name. But I'm like,
Fantastic.
even if you were looking
That's
at
what
a
you're going to call.
T,
If you have a son, you got to call him
Mart. But I was like, if you were looking at a T or a Y, as if you wouldn't be like, oh, that's probably a Y. Like, why would they lean towards that's a strong Mart?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They
Fair
weren't
enough.
really feeling a lot about completing that task that day.
Yeah,
they had
no,
to
I
get
have-
home.
Yeah, and I had to send emails being like, hi, I'm Mary, I'm not Mart. Like, it's humiliating.
Yeah.
And then whenever I do something,
Does it come back? Thank you for your inquiry, March.
yeah, they just it took forever for them to change it. And I always am amused because my dad's name was Mark Madigan,
Yep.
Mary Madigan. It's giving a little bit of narcissism there. And my mum kept her maiden name, so a completely different last name to us. But my dad and our mail looked exactly the same, because
Yeah.
Miss M Madigan, Mr. M Madigan, super easy to mix up. My entire life, my dad never accidentally opened my mail. Like, he would always pull it aside. My mum, she'd be like, oh, I got really confused. I thought it was my last name. And I'm like, Mum, you have a completely, I'm sorry, I'm bamboozled. I'm like, she would just be tearing open documents.
Mum. God, get with it. Seriously.
Well, she was investigating. My mother was a big investigator.
I see.
Yeah. She'd keep, and then she'd be
Another
like,
career path.
it
if
would
she
always
wants
just be
it.
like credit card debt, and then we'd have a conversation about responsibility.
You probably
I wonder
needed
why
that
she kept
conversation,
opening
Mary.
them.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I think she was looking after you. to
She's
be
always
fair.
sending me the Barefoot Investors Advice column. She's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this is interesting.
Yeah, do you read it?
Yeah, but sometimes I'm like, ugh. Some of it's like, go to a restaurant with your partner and talk about finances.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I need to talk about myself.
Yeah, we can do that at home. Don't we want to save money by doing
The
that at home?
idea is to go into a neutral zone.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
But I'm
fair
like,
enough.
we're not dogs. Like, we're not like pissing on the rug. Like, I don't.
You could do with the advice, perhaps. It might do you some
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think it's just every now and then Seamus to be like, maybe you could, and I'm like, hey, maybe don't say that to me. Like, maybe keep your opinions to yourself.
Oh.
I don't want to be told how to spend my
Well,
money.
if he's got something serious to say, he needs to say it.
Something serious to say.
Well,
Okay.
he's probably looking at the
I'm gonna
balance
say-
sheet going, oh my God, what's Mary doing?
He's seen the $400 blazer and thought she's gone too far this time.
Exactly. Well, he needs to bring that up.
Yeah,
No.
I can't be. He buys things that I don't agree with, like beer. I don't need that in my life.
But do you have a shared account?
Yeah, and I love
Okay.
judging what he spends money
Right.
on, and then being.
All right, well, if fair's fair, then.
I think whatever I spend money on is absolutely none of his business.
So you're taking him for a ride, and he's trying to do the right thing and make sure that the
That's our
finances
whole dynamic. That's our
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
I know, but
That's
this
why we're an adorable couple.
dear. This is what I mean. He needs to
You need to
start
take him
laying
to
down
the
the law
pub,
a
and
bit.
you'll be like, you need to leave
like
her.
this is. No, it doesn't have to be
You'll be
that
like-
extreme.
You'll be like, come stay with me and the
It doesn't have
cats.
to be that extreme.
Come stay with me and the cats
You
in
know.
Balmain, and we'll build a life together.
Oh my God, I'm not going that far. Good grief! I've met the bloke.
You'd like him. You'd get on with him.
Oh, well, there
Yeah.
you go. But it doesn't mean I'm offering for him
And
to
I
come
think
and live in my.
you would amuse him. I think he would think you were fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
that's
in
good.
kind of like the way some people find Pauline Hanson fun.
I'm not sure. I'll take that as a
I think
compliment.
he just likes, collecting amusing people.
Yeah,
around
well,
him,
hence
as
our
we can see.
relationship. Yeah, so I think he would just think you were a fun character.
Just another one. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll just let him say what he wants. It makes him feel better. I think that's how he treats me. So I'm sure I treat you the same.
So I think often in relationships, the finances are kind of left to one or other party, and I'd say it's probably more commonly thought of as a boy job, but that's
Yes.
not the case with you guys.
No, well, I have this big thing at the moment. Where, have you seen on TikTok? Have you familiar with this, Caleb? Which is like a boy job and girl job.
No.
Do you know what this is?
No.
It's because you're a woke king. So
No, it's because I'm not on TikTok.
no, you don't see
He's
gender.
on
I don't-
AM radio, not
I don't.
TikTok.
I don't use the Chinese spyware, so I'm not aware of what's
He's
going on
listening
the
to like
TikTok.
All very
2GB.
fearful.
In my mind, you listen to like Ben Fordham to get you to sleep at night. You're like drift
Well,
off
Ben
to
Fordham
that.
comes up at 5:30 in the morning.
I know, but
Yeah,
I
but
feel
you've
like
got
the
the
podcast
podcast.
going.
Or you could just call him up.
No. I listen to the BBC.
He would probably answer.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Oh,
I've
look
been,
at
I've
you.
been, I've been talking. I've been talking to Ben about coming in here, and he's open to the idea. By the way.
Have you? You ring him right now and see if he answers.
All right.
No,
I want to see if he answers. I want to see if he answers.
Yeah. Let me try. Let's see what happens.
I just look. He wants to prove it.
Yeah. Where is it?
This is so. Oh, it's taking him a long time. He says
Ben
Ben.
Fordham.
It's
Here
the
we go.
beginning.
So I said you'd have to come sit in the middle when Liz is away in a few weeks. He said I'd be open to that.
That's him like doing a soft no.
No,
Would I be open to that? Yeah, I think I'd be open to that.
Let's. Here we go.
Ah, he hung up on you. He gave you voicemail. He heard. And it rang
And that's
enough.
an immediate reject.
Ben, we're here recording the podcast, Unserious, that you're going to come on, and now they're making fun of me because you didn't answer the
He
phone.
saw you. Like it rang enough that he saw you and
So
he went no.
I'm in big trouble now.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. There you go.
I think I'm the two of us. I'm
that
Ben's
worked out
favorite.
well.
Well, you call him.
No, I know. I don't want that humiliation, but I do think I am Ben's favorite.
Anyway, where did we get to? Oh, no, I listened to the BBC World Service overnight.
Oh my God. Okay. So
You should listen to the BBC World
no
Service.
one's going to listen to that.
I'm
But anyway,
asleep.
I need to stay on the. This is a family. I need to stay on topic. So boy and girl jobs is like I say to my boyfriend all the time. So anything to do with like the outside. We have like a courtyard, so it's not like a big outside. The outside garbage. Killing cockroaches, dealing with dead cockroaches, dealing with any kind of dead animal that I don't want to be part of.
These are jobs for men.
Dog shit, dog poo, if you're not on the uncensored version. Sorry for being thoughtful. Yeah, I call them boy jobs. And so, for instance, like, because our dog sometimes pees or poos in our courtyard, he cleans it every week on a Sunday.
Right.
It's a Sunday reset, if you will. And that, to me, is a boy job. Like, I do not get involved in that. That's none of my business. I do have, like, the right to, like, complain about it and be like, hey, can you please fix this? Like, it smells, whatever. But it's, like, there's no way I should be doing that. I won't be doing that.
So is this an admission from you that, in fact,
I'm a trad wife.
The two sexes are different? And,
Yeah, I've
and we
always
have
thought
different-
the two
we have
sexes are different.
We
When
have
it comes to
different
taking out rubbish,
We have
yes.
different roles and responsibilities in the world. Is this what you're saying? Mate?
Yeah, well, I've always said that.
Whoa.
I think I've always said
I don't
that.
think that'll go down with your woke friends. They're not
Oh,
going
it's
to
not
like
going to go
that.
down at the Newtown house parties
They're
very
not
well.
going to like that.
But he does all the cooking, so I feel like we're
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I don't really cook. It's beneath me.
Beneath you.
It's
What are you
beneath-
talking
I
about?
can't be in the kitchen.
Cooking's wonderful.
I'm born. No, what happens is he cooks while I ring like various relatives and catch up on the family gossip
Yeah,
for the day.
You've got entertainment
Oh,
to do.
my God.
I've got like things to do. I've got like information to gather. You
right,
know.
I see. Fair enough.
But we have this boy job thing and girl job thing, and the girl job
What
for
are the
us
girl jobs?
is like I tend to do all that like admin.
Right.
And I also
Yeah.
deal with like all the tradies that are, especially because his job requires him to be at work. He can't work from home. So I deal with like all the comings and goings. I deal with like usually the bills, except he took the electricity bill off me because I like to just do weird payment plans. It just gives
Oh,
me
yeah.
a rush.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we're adults. We'll pay that in a lump sum. So he did take that away from me. But in general, I do all that kind of stuff. And I'm also the one that reminds him of like birthdays. I organise social. I think I
Oh,
create.
yeah,
That's a girl
yeah.
thing.
He's
Yeah,
social
yeah,
Yeah,
life.
mental
Yeah,
load
yeah,
is
yeah.
girl.
But I guess my question is, do you think boy and girl jobs do you have boy and girl jobs in your marriage? I should ask.
Yeah, yep.
What's a boy
I think
job?
so. Like, I will take the rubbish to the bin, but I will not take the bin to the curb.
No, you can't be doing
Yeah,
that.
that's not my
Right.
role. That's
No.
nothing to do with me. And I feel like the
Delegate
gardening
that to the kids as they get older.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout actually. The gardening like outside thing is also not my territory, but I
Yep.
think that's just because I haven't had room for it on my plate.
You have a job, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But have you been in a relationship where you've had boy jobs?
Well, I think there's just naturally things that women tend towards and things that men tend
What's a
towards.
Caleb job?
What needs to be done?
Do you do that thing when you go on open home where you tap on the wall and pretend you understand what's behind it?
Oh, there's a lot of like knocking goes
They-
on
they-
in
and
my
then it's
house.
like, is it hollow? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
if you were trying
Finding
to
his
work out if it
stud.
was gyprock or if
Yeah.
it was brick.
My
or
boyfriend
whatever,
shamed us when we were looking to buy it. Oh, this is hollow. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
but was he checking if it was gyprock or like?
I think in his head he was, but I don't
Yeah.
even trust his judgment
Yeah.
on
Right.
it. I think
Yeah.
I just think that's what men believe they should do at open inspection.
Right, just because everyone else does
Is
it, so it's
just start
it's sort of-
knocking.
I'm one of these people who I hate throwing things away if they can be fixed. Like, why buy
So you're
a
a
new
hoarder.
one?
You're going to be one
No,
of
no,
those
no, no,
Is
houses.
that
no.
practically minded?
No, I'm just saying if
No.
it can be, and I'll find a way to fix it.
That's
I mean,
just you
my-
holding on to things.
No. It's not about holding on to it. It's well, if I need
It's a
to,
hobby.
if I'm going to replace it, so this is broken.
You
So
could
am I
become,
going to
like-
replace it or am I going to fix it? And I'll fix it.
I could see you owning a little antique store.
Oh yeah, maybe if all this goes A over T, you never know. But
Yeah.
a mate of mine recently, he had a wobbly toilet seat, right? And he got out the thing and tried to screw it back
Yeah.
on. And he goes, oh, well, that didn't fix it. I'll have to get someone to come and look at it.
Did you
I
offer to
said-
go around?
I said, well, I was already there, right?
Oh, did you get involved? You get
And-
right into the toilet?
Yeah,
oh,
so I
that's
pulled
gross.
it apart
Yuck.
and I fixed it. And I showed him what it was. It was a little thing inside.
Oh, look how
of
proud
the-
you are of this whole
little
thing.
thing inside of
Yuck.
it that was loose, and that's why. So I fixed it, and he goes, "Oh, geez, I would have paid some bloke $200 to come and fix that."
Oh
Like,
my God, you're right.
what, you
You're
know,
a real man, Caleb.
This- but these are just.
You are a tradie.
Yeah, thanks.
Have time for a rant, or are we good? I think we're good. I think we'll revisit what's been on Mary's mind next week because we've heard enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Everyone's got to
All
draw a
right.
line
All right,
somewhere.
well, you go
Yeah.
and do your girl job, and I'll go and do my boy job. How about
Oh, yuck. Okay, bye.
All right, thanks guys.